The goal, as I said, is ultimately to get those people to introduce you to those hiring authorities. And who is the hiring authority? It's the person who is at the right level in the right organization for you. When I'm working with somebody who's a VP or an executive director or a C-suite person, right? I want to get to talk to the CEO. That's the right level. But when I'm working with an entry-level person, that frontline manager is the right level. Could be the same company, but who's the right person for me to talk to for the job that I want at the level that I want? Okay. All right, so Howard, see the question above. Did we not answer that already? Always show the value you bring. What was your question, Howard?
What about existing first degree connections?
So absolutely, you can reach out to your first degree connections. You should. But again, you still want to make sure you're building relationship with them and make sure that you're not asking for a job, because unless they are the hiring manager and they have an opening at the moment that you talk to them, they can't offer you a job. Even then, they still have to put you through the hiring process. So don't ask for a job, but ask them for connections. Ask them for other people they know that maybe are in the same company or other companies that they've worked with, that they know who would be a good person for you to talk to and potentially work for those organizations. Now, if they have an opening, they're not a very good first connection if they don't say, oh my God, Howard, I need to hire you. Come on, let's get you in the application process, right? And if you know they have an opening and they don't do that, now you know the quality of the connection. But you don't want to be the one to ask for the job. You want to be the one that's offering to help, offering guidance, offering assistance, offering any way to solve their problems so that they want to help you. So they're introducing us to these hiring managers. And by the way, I forgot to really mention this. In terms of general networking, you probably need to have about 8 or 10 general networking conversations taking place on an ongoing basis at any given moment in time. Right? So you're not going to necessarily talk to them every day or every week, but over the course of a couple of months, there are about 8 or 10 people that you're talking to with some regularity that ultimately are going to introduce you to hiring managers. And if after a month or two, 3 or 4 conversations, you don't see that they're going to get you to a hiring manager, put them on a little longer rotation. Instead of every couple of weeks, you're going to talk to them maybe every 3 or 4 months, and then add somebody else into the mix so that you're always talking to 8 to 10 people. That should get you 5 or 6 ongoing conversations with hiring managers. There should be enough introductions taking place that they're introducing you to 5 or 6 people who are hiring managers that you're now talking to. And over the course of a month or two, at least one of those 5 or 6 hiring managers will ultimately have a job opportunity and ask you to interview for that job. And that's what we want. We want them to ask you to interview rather than you asking them. All of this time, you're getting guidance and advice. You're becoming a greater expert. You're practicing your interview skills. You're practicing your networking skills so that you're becoming perfectionist at those things and able to do it without question or thought, so that you come off very calm, very relaxed, very at ease, and people want to spend time with you, right? Don't be afraid to share the information that you're learning when you're talking to all these folks. That's part of the value you bring, are those insights that you're gaining, and maybe some of that corporate intelligence that you're getting, that you can share with competitors. You got to be careful about that, don't get me wrong, but there's always ways you can bring information into a conversation that would be helpful to the person you're talking to. So that's what you're trying to do. Questions on this?
If you are doing your research and building the strong foundation for networking, and you are checking that company's website on a pretty regular basis, and you're looking at their annual report or their strategic plan, that's an easy way to insert a question in a conversation with somebody. Hey, I saw that your goal number 3 for 2024 is this. Can you tell me more about it? Or that's really interesting.
Absolutely. And though we've not gotten to the interview, which is next, if you don't insert that kind of information into your interview, you are about 95% not likely to get the job. The interviewers say, and HR professionals especially, will say that if you can't show that you've done some research and you know and understand our organization beyond just, what our homepage says on the website, we're going to drop you like a hot potato and move on to somebody else because you clearly don't really want to work here.